Candidates vying for the helmsman's seat set the campaign ball rolling in different parts of the country. The presentations are different, but the message is the same. The destination is the Aso Rock Presidential Villa. While the political parties are the vehicles, the people have the ultimate power of admittance. On Political Update today, we will examine the early dances in the political festival. Those who are making a strong run and those who are avoiding being tagged also rans. The women are making a play for more relevance in 2023. They say some positions are non-negotiable, and as such, their ballot papers will speak next year. And talking about ballot papers, stakeholders in the election matters say voter education is key to ensuring better participation in the electoral process. We have this and more on our lineup. I'm Fisai Ogunfuyi. Welcome. The foreign scene, General Muhammad Idris Deby Itno has been formally inaugurated as the President of the Transitional Government and Head of State of the Republic of Chad. This followed the extension of the country's transition period to democratic governance by 2 years by the National Sovereign Inclusive Dialogue, otherwise referred to as the Forum of National Reconciliation. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari was the special guest of honor at the event.
The January 15 conference hall in the heart of N'Djamena was filled to capacity as the 38-year-old General Muhammad Idris Deby takes oath as head of state and president of the Chadian transition government. A broad consensus by participants at the just concluded National Sovereign Inclusive Dialogue agreed that General Muhammad Idris Deby Itno presides over the affairs of the country for a transition period of 24 months as head of state and is also eligible to run for presidency when elections are held. At the colorful, historic, and significant event, President Muhammad Idris Deby thanked the people of Chad for the renewed confidence in his leadership and promised not to let them down. Foreign Affairs Minister Geoffrey Onyama speaks more on the promises made by the new Chadian leader.
He's promised an inclusive transition period, inclusive of the youth, of women, and the generality of Chadians.
One thing that cannot be ignored at the inauguration ceremony was the standing ovation given to President Muhammadu Buhari by participants as General Muhammad Idris Deby expressed sincere appreciation for the significant show of support and solidarity by the Nigerian leader. But what informed President Muhammadu Buhari's decision to personally grace the occasion, despite the seeming lack of support and endorsement yet by the international community of the new transition arrangement in Chad?
President Muhammadu Buhari wants to send a very important, a very powerful message to the international community that peace, security, and stability in Chad are important, not only to Chad as a country, but to all of us, their neighbors.
General Muhammad Idris Deby came to power in April last year following the death of his father, President Idris Deby Itno, after a 30-year reign in the vast Central African country.
The People's Democratic Party, PDP, is assuring Nigerians of its readiness to restore the country's economy, provide adequate security and jobs for the teeming unemployed if voted into power in 2023. Presidential candidates of the party, Atiku Abubakar, stated this at the PDP presidential campaign flag-off in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State.
The presidential campaign flag-off of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, had in attendance party faithful and support groups from across the country converging on the city of Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital, in support of the party and its various candidates. Setting the tone for the event, the Presidential Campaign Council Chairman Udome Emmanuel and other critical stakeholders in their various remarks harp on reasons why the party should be supported by all Nigerians in the 2023 general elections.
Given the cause of our unity that have been fractured, restore hope and faith in our common dreams and aspirations begins today. I'm hoping that what we did to them in the first 16 years, we will come back and do it again.
That can feel it with enormous experience is nobody else than Atiku Abubakar.
PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar, while assuring Nigerians of better days ahead if emerges as winner of the election, pledges to unite and restore the country to its old good days.
To rescue Nigeria from hunger, to rescue Nigeria from poverty, and also to bring back the unity that we require in this country. There's a great problem in the land, and we are looking for a rescuer.
In attendance were present and past PDP governors, senators, party leaders, as well as PDP candidates at all levels.
And still in Akwa Ibom State, the presidential candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party, Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, says if elected president in 2023, he will give priority to the fundamental challenges bedeviling the nation.
The New Nigeria People's Party presidential candidate was received at the Victor Atta International Airport, Uyo, by the Akwa Ibom State governorship candidate, Senator John Akpanu-Doedege, the Itu-Ibom Federal House of Representatives candidate, Dr. Abasia Manam Basi, and other party leaders. NNPP presidential candidate Rabiu Kwankwaso, while expressing appreciation for the reception accorded him, promised better days for Akwa Ibom State and Nigeria in general if elected president.
But I want to assure you that our team has already taken care of the key things, especially the issue of security, the issue of economy, the issue of infrastructure, the issue of jobs for our young men and women, of course the issue of drugs that are almost everywhere now in the country, like food, and so on and so forth. So
the NNPP presidential candidate thereafter inspected the state party secretariat and inaugurated the Itu-Ibiono constituency office of Dr. Abasia Manam Basi at Okoita Ibiono local government area.
The All Progressives Congress APC has inaugurated its Women Presidential Campaign Council. The team, headed by a wife of the APC presidential candidate, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, was inaugurated at the presidential villa.
More than 1,000 women are part of this high-powered campaign council inaugurated. The task is clear, and the determination to accomplish it is non-negotiable, not with the First Lady as its grand patron and the ranking Senator Oluremi Tinubu as chairperson.
Considering the strategic role women have played in the APC's victory, we call on you once again to begin organizing and to mobilize vigorously the electorate at all levels for APC's victory and the 2023 goal.
The First Lady and wives of the APC presidential candidate and his running mates are coordinating the council activities with support of wives of the state governors and other women politicians at all levels.
Our party has also done well to recognize the importance of women and youths who form a majority of the electorate by involving them in the entire political campaign movement.
And I have immense confidence in the ability of the amazing team assembled here today to secure the women's vote for APC. I demand from women a stronger and political spirit of cooperation and understanding in our engagement.
You would realize that women make up more than 50% of the voting population for that election.
APC presidential candidate and the Director General Tinubu Shettima Campaign Council are optimistic that the caliber of women inaugurated will do justice to the task.
Hope is here. Hope is here. Assurance is here. Promise is here. Prosperity is here. Health is here. Security is here.
I charge the women team to go all over Nigeria, particularly in the grassroots, and sell the agenda and the vision of our candidate.
We are more than encouraged with your turnout today and with the pronouncements that we've heard from you.
To them, the place of women will continue to remain central in the APC administration beyond 2023.
All right, joining us now as part of our conversation is Dr. Betta Edu, APC National Women Leader. Let us say Betta is here.
Yes, help is here. Help is here.
All right, let's welcome you. You must be excited after what happened yesterday for the women coming out. I remember that when you were inaugurated, we had this conversation about that same week, and you were talking about trying to galvanize the women. Have they responded?
Super, 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 super. Really, Nigerian women, APC women are in very high spirits, and we're going all out to ensure that we can deliver our own presidential candidate, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I think galvanizing the women, putting them in the right frame of mind, pushing the message of picking up their PVCs, because that's their power going forward, getting their PVCs. There are lots of PVCs that are still with INEC that has not been collected, and without it, you are not eligible to vote. So we don't want to just have big rallies, have women come around, sing, dance, and pull their support for our presidential candidate on the table. We want to have women that have PVCs and will be able to vote, and that's what we're doing. We have several strategies on the ground. One of the strategies by APC is to give women that prominence and really carve out a full niche where they can go all out, express themselves in everywhere possible, and getting every single vote from every Nigerian woman.
All right, this interview is in two parts. You are, the woman leader for your party, but at the same time, the first word there is woman. So what are the women going to get, for instance, in terms of your discussions with, your party? Is it still this supporting role, supporters club, as against having key positions in government?
So I'm sure if you listen very carefully to the speech of the wife of the president, Dr. Mrs. Aisha Buhari, yesterday, she was very clear on it. She said we'll sign a compact, because as women go all out and support the candidacy of Senator Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we must get the right reward for women, which is mainstreaming women, giving us at least 35% affirmative action, ensuring that more women come into elective positions and into appointments in government, empowering women at the grassroots financially to ensure that they can take care of their own homes, their families, and contribute their quota to nation development. So we're not just going out there to do the usual dancing support. We want to be part of policy making. We want to be part of decision making for this nation. We want to be part of those who are shaping the development and the hope which our presidential candidate is preaching.
All right, let's look at, we've seen, a number of women in the APC, speak during this inauguration. But over the years, we've also seen their pain, when it comes to, reward. We have a lot of promises beforehand, and at the end of the day, there's still all kinds of, negotiations and perhaps pleas that it will be better. For instance, your bills fell flat in the House of Assembly, which is populated by members of your party. Have you been speaking to the men in your party about or what a lot of people, in your party, especially women, felt was a bit disappointing?
I'll answer that question in two parts. The first part is the fact that the party APC has been very deliberate in mainstreaming women and addressing some of the issues around this. First, we're able to do a constitutional review in the convention that brought us into government to say, look, we're going to get more women in as delegates, compulsory delegates, 2 at the state and local government level, and 1 out of 3 at the national level, so that they can have more participation in the electioneering process as we build up from the primaries into the main elections. That's one. Secondly, we're able to get in more women into the NEC, into the NWC, which will give women a louder voice in the NWC at the seat of decision making at the party level. Now, beyond the party level, the party has been able to get more female candidates than it has ever had in all of its existence. For the first time in the history of our party, we have over 92 female candidates going on the ballot, right? Before now, we used to have about 23, 32, numbers like that. And we're all the way over 100% into 92 persons contesting. And we're very positive that this 92 persons, by the grace of God, should be able to pull through with all the strategies and work that we're doing on the ground to pulling them across the line to become real owners of those seats. Now, when we have more women at the National Assembly and at the state legislative arms, it's easier for us to push agenda that concerns women. Remember, these legislations will give it that final stamp that will say, okay, yes, we can truly be mainstream, and it's not going to be whether the man wants it or not. It's now a constitutional right for the women. But I would answer this also in a second part, and this is about the presidential candidate which we have on the ballot. He is obviously the best person on that ballot for Nigerian women. Back in the days where it was not fashionable to run with a woman, in fact, to even have a woman running for any election, you should just think maybe you're going to lose that election, right? Because it was basically a men's thing. He had the guts, the willpower, the audacity to bring a woman as his running mate in 1999, and he pulled through the election and he succeeded. Beyond that, he has empowered several other women, and he has been able to support his own wife at home to get to the highest point as it concerns the legislation in Nigeria. She's a president, a sitting senator, and she's done 3 terms in the House already. Right now, as we speak, going into the next round of elections in Lagos State, when we met with him and we held that discussion, he said, women have been at the heart of my politics, and I think that 5% affirmation is too small for the Nigerian woman, bearing in mind the amount of contribution she brings to the table, to nation building, to society building, to family building. Half of Lagos, in fact, more than half of Lagos, have been handed over to a woman to represent. That's the Alimosho senatorial district. That's more than 50% of Lagos State. By the grace of God, once she wins that election, she will be representing them at the Senate. And of course, we have women in Lagos who are running for House of Reps and House of Assembly, and several appointments for women. So he has shown that example that he has done it at that level, and we believe he will do lots more at the level of the national.
All right, in the broader sense, before we finish this conversation, you are a doctor, a health provider, and all that, practitioner. How healthy has been this political terrain in terms of even the crossfire we're already witnessing just weeks after the campaigns started? Do you feel the pulse is raising already? Are you ready and fit for this?
Oh, we're super ready. We're fit. We are ready to clean sweep clean. We're not just going to win the elections. We want to win the elections with large margins that cannot even be contested at any level. And that's what women are pushing for. That's what APC as a party is pushing for. Really, the system is getting heated, but for us in the APC, we're way smarter. When they go low, we go higher. We're not going to play into abusive words and the rest of it. We're going to base our campaigns on issues, the performance of President Muhammadu Buhari and his dear wife, and of course, the hope which we're pushing going forward.
All right, let's take some stories. Now, the national chairman of the PDP, Senator Yocha Ayu, has declared that he was elected. He says he was elected to restore the party to power and not to loot or mismanage party funds. He made his comments when the Forum for Elected Ex Officio members of the party paid him a solidarity visit.
This party is famous for settling all disagreements and going on to win elections in the past. This time is not an exception.
It was a closed-door meeting between the PDP National Chairman, Senator Yocha Ayu, and Forum of the party's elected ex-official members. Media and Communications Advisor to the PDP National Chairman, Simon Swam, in a statement on the visit noted that it was Senator Ayu's reaction to charges against him in some section of the media of bribery and illegal payments to members of the party's National Working Committee. The statement notes that Ayu has instructed the Finance Department of the party to maintain an update on the party's income and expenditure for presentation to the party's National Executive Committee at the first year anniversary of the present NWC in December. Accordingly, Ayu said although he has many faults as a human being, stealing was not one of them, adding that the present NWC is being guided by the principles of transparency and accountability.
The Youth Support Group of the People's Redemption Party, PRP, is calling on stakeholders to ensure the integrity of the party is not lost to selfish interests.
The PRP is not an individual party. It is a revolutionary party, and revolutionary live to fight for justice and fairness. Therefore, it will be ironical that in a party that boasts to have some of the most reputable radicals in the business of politics and governance, to now stand timidly in the face of such brazen contraventions to the common values of the party. The collectivism in the ownership and running of the PRP is that unique value that must not lose. When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty, and anonymous philosopher. Therefore, we shall continue to mobilize our comrades around the country to resist any form of imposition, manipulation, and compromise that seek to serve the interests of any one man. We shall continue to call on all members of our party of goodwill to lend their voices to ensure the integrity of the party is not lost to selfish individuals.
All right, last lap on political update. We still have Dr. Betta Edu, National Women Leader of the All Progressives Congress, APC. Before I let you go, with due respect, women leader, you look quite young. Has it been a bit tasking, especially addressing gray hairs?
Oh, no, not at all. I think respect is key. So when you give them the respect and you give them the rightful place in the scheme of things, they'll all be very, very supportive. I've enjoyed enormous support from party women across age brackets and indeed across societal status. It's been a wonderful experience, but what's most important is the fact that APC as a party at this point in time required this level of energy going into the next general election, which you and I know would require a lot of work, sleepless nights, a lot of energy, innovation, and I'm sure by the grace of God I'll have all of that offered to the party and its women.
Have you been able to mix very well the glam with the traditional courtesy naturally?
Oh, sure. Very well. Excellently well. And we're doing great. I think women are just wonderful, extremely wonderful. And working together has been a very pleasant experience.
Have you thought about the stethoscope for some time?
I'm sure you know very well I've been combining both, right? Because I don't want to lose track of medicine and the practice of medicine. So as part of the Office of the Woman Leader, we actually have a welfare package where we carry out free health outreaches for people. We're at Conjuga in Borno State, we're in Zamfara, we're in Cross River, we're in Ekiti, we were in Osun State, and of course, we were down in the east. So while we are doing the campaigns and the rallies, we have a package for the APC women and the Nigerian women and their families, their children too. So we treat them for free in their thousands.
So in just a sentence, we'll say you are practicing political medicine.
Exactly.
All right, that has been political updates for today. If Isaogu is my name, don't forget to continue watching the Nigerian Television Authority for news, reviews, previews, and interviews. And of course, this is the season, so play your politics for the greater good. Bye-bye now. Thank you.